Liberia, a small country on the west coast of Africa with a big story. A story that many people around the world have never truly heard. When people hear Liberia, different images comes to mind. For some, it's history. For others, it's struggle. For many, it's simply a name they've heard but don't really understand. Liberia is one of the oldest republics in Africa, a nation founded with a unique history shaped by resilience, survival, culture, and pride. A country with deep roots, powerful traditions, and people who knows how to smile even in difficult times. But in today's world, perception is everything. One viral moment, one live stream, one clip shared millions of times, and suddenly the entire world thinks they know your country. Recently, global streamer IShowSpeed visited Liberia. His arrival put the country in the international spotlight almost overnight. Millions of people who had never searched Liberia before were suddenly watching live streams, clips, and reactions. And with that spotlight came one big question. Was the attention positive or was it negative? But before we talk about IShowSpeed visit, we need to talk about Liberia itself. Honestly speaking, I feel like Liberia is more than the headlines you see, or the videos you watch on YouTube and stuff like that, especially the bad ones. I feel like Liberia is more than, the statistics showing how many percentage of Liberians are educated. I feel like Liberia is more than that. I honestly feel like Liberia is more than poverty, although this country has been listed as one of the poorest countries in West Africa. I feel like we are more than that, man. This is actually a country that has a very rich culture. Now, I know that this country was founded or had a lot to do with free slaves, but before the slaves came, there were people here that were running things. There were indigenous people that were sons and daughters of the soil. So with that, those people had culture, and these days we still see some of those cultural practices, being practiced, especially when it comes to, like what we wear. Liberians are known to wear country cloth. I don't know if you guys know what country cloth is, but country cloth is a material that you'll find a lot of town chiefs and people wearing in the rural parts of Liberia. And when I visited the rural parts of Liberia, they always welcomed me with kola or kola nut, like the Nigerians would say. And that's our tradition. That's Liberian tradition. For Liberia to be known as a very poor country, or a country that people remember for only the bad things, I feel like we are honestly more than that. Apart from culture, Liberia is also known as a country that has deep spirituality. If you lived in Liberia, you'll realize that there are a lot of Christians in Liberia. There are a lot of people that go to church every day and make it their duty to inform people around them that, hey, you have to go to church every Sunday. Every Sunday in Liberia, nobody does anything, man. Everybody is at church, and there's a small percentage of people who stay home. We also have Muslims here too, you understand? So it's not just Christian, but Liberians are very spiritual. Apart from being spiritual, Liberians also have strong family values. When I say strong family values, we always like to have gatherings and stuff and invite everybody, auntie, uncle. We don't believe that a family is just a wife, a husband, and his kids. We believe that family is grandma, grandpa, everybody. So, we have strong family values here also. And these are just some of the things I wish the world saw Liberia as. Apart from all of these amazing things that I mentioned, we are also just appearing on the tourism scene and music scene or entertainment scene. If you're a lover of my channel, you will know that Liberia is big on ecotourism. So that's something for us to talk about too. You get me? Alright guys, so we are here on Broad Street. Now Broad Street is a street that holds a lot of history to Liberia. I'm standing in front of the Providence Baptist Church. Now this is where the Declaration of Independence was signed. If you move further down, you have the Liberian National Museum. That is where you get to learn a lot about Liberia, its past history, its culture, and many more. And you can also find tour guides in there that will teach you what the symbols or the artifacts means in there. If you go further up Broad Street, you will see Ducal Palace. Now Ducal Palace holds a lot of history because actually I would say political history because it hosted a lot of dignitaries during those days. Ducal Palace was seen as a symbol of excellence in Liberia. Right next to the Ducal Palace, however, you also have a statue of the first president of Liberia, which is J.J. Roberts. So if you ever find yourself in Liberia, you know, these are some of the places that you can visit and get some pictures or learn about Liberia as a country. From here, we're going to be going to Providence Island that hosted a lot of free Black American slaves. That's also one of the places that I Show Speed visited whilst he was here. So let's go there. So guys, this is where I Show Speed came, and this was where he was he was climbing down from. This is really risky. I didn't even think that it was this risky. I've been here before, but I never pay attention to what these pillars look like. Welcome to Providence Island. Providence Island is a historical landmark located in the Miserato River in Monrovia, Liberia. It is best known as a landing site for the first freed African American settlers who arrived in Liberia in 1822. These settlers, sponsored by the American Colonization Society, established the foundation of what later became the Republic of Liberia. Because of this, Providence Island is considered the birthplace of the Liberian nation and remains a powerful symbol of freedom, resilience, and national identity. Alright guys, so we are here at Providence Island. This is how quiet it looks when there is no event going on. When I Show Speed came to Liberia, he visited this place and it was packed with people. It looked really chaotic, but this is what it looks like on a regular day. It's really calm and collective. Some people believe that this area is where the nation Liberia was founded, but I'll let you be the judge of that. This is the wishing well. This is where a lot of people come, fetch water, take the water, wash their face, and make a wish. This is a very popular tourism spot. So if you ever find yourself in Liberia, most definitely you should put Providence Island on your list. Now there's a lot of history around here. I cannot touch everything, but I hope this do justice. From the beaches of Roberts Port to the green forest of Bong and Nimba, from street football in Monrovia to quiet villages where community still means everything. That doesn't always make it onto Western media, but unfortunately, African stories are often told by outsiders and usually through a narrow lens of conflict, poverty, and chaos. So when a global streamer lands in your country, you already know the narrative is at risk. When I Show Speed arrived in Liberia, excitement filled the air. This wasn't just another tourist. This was one of the biggest streamers in the world. Millions of followers, millions of eyes. For many Liberians, especially the youth, this was a moment of pride, a moment to be seen, a moment to say, look, the world is finally paying attention to us.
Let's go, Liberia! I'm on my way right now. In the next 30 minutes, I'll be going live to see Speed. And guess what? I got my two personal muscle here with me, you know what I'm saying? The Bobby there. Reppy LIB, bro.
From the very beginning, things became chaotic. Crowd gathered fast, security tightened, street filled up. People just wanted to see him, greet him, take a photo, or feel part of something global. And in that chaos, things started to slip out of control.
It was disappointing, not gonna lie, because in the entire Africa, like I've been following Speed since he started his tour. I think Liberia has the shortest stream. First of all, Liberia is the only country yet. I think maybe Liberia and maybe a few other countries, but other countries have more streams, clips than Liberia. But Liberia don't have any other clips on HSP personal pages. I feel like some of the things the show Speed wasn't really it. So I feel like the organizing was a bit poor. Some of the things that we should have showcased, I don't think it was showcased in any way. It wasn't surrendered, around the youth. It was surrendered around, elderly people only. I think so. All of the people that really met Speed, that was, part of the youth, they had to force their ways in, anyways. So my overall experience was they tried. They really did try. But we expected more.
That's how I personally feel about that situation, right? I feel like we have better spaces in Liberia that they could have took those storyline into. Like we have better beaches where they could have did the Kano situation at. We have better so they took him to PSP Park to play volleyball, but they didn't have the setup. And another thing too, I feel like security wise, they dropped the ball. Definitely dropped the ball security wise. Imagine you walk in and somebody just running behind you and grabbing you by your neck like that. Like he was so uncomfortable. He did an amazing job by pushing through, and he kept going. He kept trying to figure out how to continue the stream. But I feel like they could have, when we take a look at, like, for example, how Ghana went about the situation, they put people in position that understood tourism, that understood how to navigate a guest and talk on camera and actually be able to make the person feel comfortable so the person can have a good time too while you trying to show them your country. So I feel like we went away from that.
I'll start with watching the stream. Okay. So watching the stream was a whole different experience with being there in person, because there was a lot of rough things going on. And so watching it was way much calmer, I could basically see myself and think about what else I could have done in the space. But being there was like, okay, let me just do what I gotta do and then go. It wasn't so watching was way better than being there.
So first of all, I would give a credit for the organizers, regardless of whatever probably people seeing some flaws here and there. I give them credit for at least just organizing that by itself. It wasn't an easy thing. Getting him into the country, and they did that in a very short time. Now I have certain notes here and there how they could have coordinated that better, but in general, it was a great one, unforgettable for him, I'm sure, and for the Liberian people too. So he got Liberia into the international attention, and that's something. Now we give credit to actual Speed, but also we give credit to the organizers too. At the same time, I think there's a room for improvement here, because in coordination and in also choice of locations. In my opinion, they started preparing very late, and that gave us a very small room of maneuvering around right and left, and that's what caused certain flaws here and there. Like some people were having objection of, why he went to West Point. I understand their point. They could have done probably better, but remember, this is the first time for them. But it's not like we're hosting people every 2 days. This is when the last time we hosted a streamer like him or a big personality around. It's been a long time. So I believe this is like one of the first times since LNTA started organizing this. So I'm sure they learned from the mistakes, and there's a big room for improvement, and I hope they will improve.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
First of all, I think it was a great idea for him to come to Liberia, because a lot of people, I don't want to say don't know Liberia, but they're not familiar with Liberia. So it was good that someone like him could come and showcase our country. The only thing I can say is that I thought we were running away from the narrative of what Liberian people think of what people think Liberia is, and the fact that the first place they took him was West Point was a little bit disappointing. But I could understand because he wanted to go to West Point. That was a location that he chose. And I feel like West Point will always be part of Liberian culture. It's just that now we have to figure out a way to make it better, to represent Liberia in a better way.
All through iShow Speed Stream in Liberia, you could see local content creators trying their best just to get close to him. These were young people full with hope, passion, and big dreams. Many of them pushed through the crowd, not for fame, not for clout, but for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But instead, they were pushed aside by security and bouncers over and over again. Some of these creators said they were even promised by the organizers that they would get the chance to meet iShow Speed, to connect, to be seen, to be heard. They waited, they believed, and they showed up. But in the end, that moment never came. This is what they had to say.
I've been in touch with the organizers, the people that was facilitating his process or facilitating his trip to Liberia, and I was told most of the time that they're really, looking forward to the race, even though some of them was not giving any certainty. But the day itself, when it came, I went at West Point, and I was already mobilized with my team. I had everything set up, and I went there to create my own opportunity, because I'm a person that believe in not all opportunity is given to you. Some opportunity you have to create it yourself. So since the organizer wasn't really paving the way, they wasn't really being certain, I was like, you know what? It's normal. It's very normal for people to disappoint you. I really believe in those things. So I would create my own opportunity. So I went at West Point. I tried to make my thing happen. And then I saw the lady that was really running everything, I'm not trying to personalize this, but she told me precisely like everything is already planned. Boogies, go at PHP Park, and we're gonna come there after this. Just go. We don't want any inconveniences. And out of respect for her, because I respect older people in general. Out of respect for her, I went at PHP Park. I could have enforced my way anyway. I didn't really care about who supported me or not, because I've been doing this for a long time myself, you feel me? But I listened to her out of respect. I went at PHP Park. I was there for like some time, a while, and that was it. I was ditched. So I took upon the initiative by myself. Like I already gave them the opportunity to, for us to create mutual respect. So I went at Twisters, and to try to create my own opportunity. But then the opportunity that was supposed to be created was already gone, because the availability was not really there again. There was too many crowd. There was so much crowd. The securities was really tight. So I tried to force my way in, me and my personal team and my security as well. But things got really, things got saturated fast, and what happened. And since then it's been how it is. But we're still going. And for me, I don't really take that as a disappointment, honestly, because I grew in a lot of ways. I understood things that I never really understand before, so I don't really say this is a loss for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Speed and me, we're not of the same caliber, not yet. Speed is way higher than me, so I'm not even disappointed that I didn't meet Speed. I'm just disappointed that I was given a lot of hope that it was gonna happen by the rightful people, and it didn't happen. But it is what it is, and we're here, and we still got a lot to cook. So yeah.
Everybody are treated in different ways, because for my own experience, I was hoping to meet Agent Speed, as a top influencer or interviewer in the country. Let's say to have a war with him face to face like that, but unfortunately it didn't happen. I think because of poor preparation from the organizer. There must be a specific mechanism put in place as organizer for a whole state or country. You should have reached out to top influencers like the whole of Liberia. I think the whole of Liberia should know me by now, because I've been consistent from day one. I've been pushing out my views, my leg, my comments can tell you that, oh yes, majority of those people should know me. So I think they should have reached out to majority of the top content creators, bloggers, interviewers. Yes, but that did not happen. So I think the preparation was very poor.
One of the moments everyone was talking about was the jollof rice presented to IShowSpeed. For years, many people across West Africa have attested that Liberian jollof is the best.
Honestly, I think Liberia makes the best jollof rice. Really?
So it came as a real shock when he rated it an 8 out of 10. While an 8 is still a good score, a lot of Liberians expected nothing less than a perfect rating, especially considering the pride and reputation our jollof rice holds. This single moment sparked conversation online, with many debating whether he truly got to taste the very best version of Liberian jollof rice.
The jollof rice part, that's the part that really hurt my soul, right? Because we're in America here, when I fight hard, when I fight the nationality, when I fight them about the full competition, when I win, when I beat them all kind of way, when I gain that title, and then it took just a kid, a 21-year-old that went to Liberia, and it took him less than 2 hours for him to just take everything when I worked so hard for him to say, oh, he take it, the best jollof rice go to Nigeria. That was cool. And the jollof rice wasn't really like, you see other places, they prepare the jollof rice for the kid. They didn't give people opportunity where they just had somebody cook jollof rice, where they just had set up like a market, where it's like they give anybody opportunity to give this kid food to eat.
I'm in Nigeria. Yeah. But if this is Liberian jollof rice, yeah, forget about Nigerian jollof rice. Wow. All this argument, Ghana jollof rice and Nigerian jollof rice, Liberian jollof rice is #1. But this is not supposed to be a jollof rice because it's an embarrassment calling this jollof rice. I know. Jesus.
All through the live stream, the comment section was on fire. People from different parts of the world shared their opinion about Liberia. Some had positive thoughts about the country, praising the culture, the people, and the energy, while others had negative things to say, judging what they saw on screen. But out of all the comments, what truly caught everyone's attention the most were the remarks made about Liberian women. Those comments quickly became the center of discussion, sparking reactions, debates, and emotion across the entire stream, and shifted the focus from the country itself to the way Liberian women were being talked about.
First of all, that's a damn lie. Like, what do you mean Liberian girls look like men? Liberian girls are beautiful. If you have ever met a Liberian girl, the first thing that will catch you is their beauty. And that's just on period, their body, secondly. I feel like it was very chaotic. The life was very chaotic. It was a lot going on. You could see the girls were sweaty. Like, it was just a lot going on. But no, Liberian girls don't look like men. Hello?
We are physically beautiful, we're beautiful in every way possible. We have diverse culture, we have mixed race, we're unique in our own ways. We don't specifically have to look physically beautiful to people because people have their own meaning of beauty. Beauty could be physical, as I said, and then beauty could be just being a kind soul and knowing how to maneuver your way around people, how to speak, how you dress. Beauty could be all that. And we're very beautiful people. Liberian girls are beautiful. So yeah.
Liberian women are very attractive and pretty and looking great, looking like a nice woman. All women here are pretty and nice. I don't see from where they got this concept. I've been here for the last 13 years and this is a misconception in my opinion. So it's completely false, and I believe they were gaslighting and rage baiting. That's it. It wasn't for the. It's not a fact. It's just a rage baiting comment, just to try to spice up things. Yeah. And I'm sure they are joking.
As a Liberian, I would love the world to see my country as a place worth visiting and to understand that Liberia is more than just Monrovia. Liberia is a nation that has been through so much over the years, yet still found the strength to rise, rebuild, and stand back on its feet. I want to show the world the beauty of our ecotourism, from our beaches and rainforests to our waterfalls and wildlife, and also introduce people to our rich native foods, not just jollof rice, because our culture, our history, and our stories runs far deeper than what is usually seen online. But at the end of the day, like I've always said on my channel, it takes a Liberian to tell a Liberian story.
I want the world to see Liberia how they used to see Liberia. Liberia was one of the African countries, I think the number one actually, where people around the world was coming to when it came to education, health system, even vacation. Liberia was one of the most visited tourism destinations. So that's what I want Liberia to be. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I just hope that we're in the process of that.
Liberia as a country is a country with a very great potential, and they have a natural beauty and strong culture and a very talented young people. What I saw during this visit actually, that people are hungry for exposure, are hungry for like opportunities and recognition. And at the same time, there was struggle with the system. Let's be honest, the system really is need an update. Like every other systems around the world, you have to do a revision and then update. The system here needs a proper updating, and so it can serve the country on the long term for better plannings and better results. So this is my honest opinion.
We Liberians need to go back home. We need to go build. We need to start. We need to take the ideas that we learned from this wonderful countries. We need to take it back home. We need to expand on it. And we need to be a part of being in Liberia, because that's where we are from. That's our responsibility. So Asho Speed didn't do nothing to he didn't change how we Liberians are going to love our country. If you really have love for Liberia, you will still love Liberia. And shout out to Fizzle for this brilliant idea he came about for us to do this documentary. And if you out there, you was a part of the setting this tourism thing, I hope you learn from it. I hope the people that was put in position, you guys did the best that you guys could have done. So maybe next time we all can be able to collectively put our hand together to build our country. So when somebody can showcase it, the world to see a beautiful country, like how they showcase Ghana, they showcase these other Ivory Coast, these other beautiful countries, because people are building in them countries. So shout out to you, Fizzle, big up to you.